Morning, folks. Good people in the world today. Let's get into it, shall we? The world. The way you see it, the way I see it, the way many of us see the world. It's different. Completely, utterly different. There are people out here that don't understand the mere basis of what life is, what survival is. Not everybody has your hunger. Not everybody has your desires. Not everybody has your vision. They can see, but don't have your vision. Case in example. While working with people, the wrong people will ruin you. Everybody says, well, of course, they're the wrong people. That's why. But you don't know that. You don't know who is the wrong people. It's like trying to say, I know who have venereal diseases and who don't. Some you could probably tell by looking at them. Others you can't. You don't know where you're going to get something from. Hey, April, thanks for the support coming in on her break. So you don't know who's the wrong person because they might not know they're the wrong person. But while you working your magic and doing what you do, what they're doing is counterproductive to what you're doing. Sure, they might think it's doing great for both of you, but if you look at big picture, which people can't see, it can be hazardous to you. There were two people that owned the company. They were owners. And they had to go out and basically sell this business door to door. And while the other guy was great in thinking bulk, meaning let's sell to the chain. So therefore, we can only pitch one owner who owns about 12 different facilities. Therefore, we don't have to go one by one by one by one. So he thought this is ideal. Let's use this method. This will be the method that's needed. Right? It only makes sense when it makes sense. But his other buddy said, nah, I want to go door to door. That's the way to connect with the people. One business, stay small. Then we can expand and get bigger later. Don't sound bad, right? But when two minds in the business and you guys are both owners and you're not on the same page with one another, this can cause a confusion within the other people that you work with in the business. You have two missions, two agendas, two voices, and they're talking different wavelengths. And I know what somebody's saying, well, why don't you do one and one do the other? Because it's going to be counterproductive in the end. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, why would that be counterproductive? Because one hand is doing something else and spending resources to do something small, when the other side is doing something big. To do that, you have to be prepared for the scale. It's like the risks versus the rewards. You're spending a lot of your resources to do something to get and try to acquire one. That's cool. You land that one. But if you do it in bulk and land somebody who has multiple facilities, now that lessens the work for what you have to do, and it doesn't, you don't have to extend yourself so far to where now your resources that you have you can save that to use for promotion, marketing, or building and strengthening the company even more. So for the type of business they were in, that was very viable for them. But there's the problem. They have been successful using the old model of going one business, one business, one business. And successful mean that they were keeping the lights on. But times was changing. They weren't making a lot of money doing this. And he's tired of this business being looked at as a hobby. He sees an opportunity for it to be a real productive business where they don't have to kill themselves every day. So he's thinking big. He's thinking next level, next gen. But his partner don't see it that way. So they're spending money basically competing against each other in the same company. Now you got two people that's going in different directions. So one would have to eventually split from the other. You can't have two missions on the same company working both angles. It's not enough resources to do both, only one. So for each guy, the other guy was the wrong person. And it can ruin you, staying with the wrong person so long. And that's what ended up happening to their business. They end up having to close, and the other guy wanted to start the business the same way and go back to those clients. But it's hard to do now because COVID ended up hitting, and a lot of these businesses start working from home, which basically flatlined a lot of their productivity. So that business was an example of what happens when you got the wrong people together. But they could have made a load of money, but they kept throwing it out the window, fighting against each other. Another prime example that you're probably working with the wrong person. You have to make sure you know the people and personnel that represents your business. If you're in business, buddy, you got to know them. You have to know your competition. You have to know what in the world you are up against. Period. You have to. If you don't, let me repeat this. If you don't know them like the back of your hand, Don't take them out to business ventures because it all matters. Prime example, consulting firm, big meeting with a client, potential client, a dinner at the Crab House. They take someone there who's been great and crushing it at the job. Been crushing it. They get them to the Crab House and they learn something about the guy they didn't know. But they brought him out because he was crushing it. So they said, well, let's bring our big guy, our big gun in. He's been crushing it, man. But they didn't really do their homework and realize that this guy's only been here like a couple months. And you're bringing him to the table with multi-million-dollar clients. This deal would probably net the company yearly about 13 million plus. The company makes about 312 million a year. And you're looking at about 12, 13 million of it going out of the window because you brought the wrong person. They did not realize that this person could not handle his liquor. Everything was free. He ate what he wanted. He drank what he wanted. He spoke out of turn. He started trying to make commitments that he had no business to even be talking on. Oh, we can do that. It's like, that's not your place. That's not, you don't cut the boss off. So when they went to talk in the corner, he come over there bringing a drink to the owner when they're trying to talk business. So the company was like, is this how our company and everything's going to be ran over there? These are the kind of guys that you hired that's going to be representing. You brought them to the dinner with us this way? Maybe we need to pull back. And they did pull back. They pulled back for 4.5 months. They had to make a deal to lower their rate and percentage to get them back to signing with us when we worked at that consulting firm. So when you're working with the wrong people and associating yourself with the wrong people, you have to know right away what is going on, how it's going on, the whole thing. You got to know the people before you let them in. It's like you're going to let the wolf in the hen house. Now, that guy was crushing it. They didn't know this guy is bad with liquor and drinks. They wanted to fire him, but it was their own fault. And it cost them millions. So this is why I tell you, keep your ears open and your mouth shut, and you can learn a lot. Observing. This is why I was always very good at my job. I was very good at observing people. Observing behavior. Tendencies, signs. You got to pick up on them. They're there. All you have to do is pick up and learn. So at the firm, I was basically put in charge of that. I had to pick. And certain tendencies of people, I could say, they're going to be a problem. That's not going to work. Those two are going to get into it. She's not going to sell. Good person, not going to be good at this job. I can basically evaluate, and I was very good at it. Very good. My assessments was almost like scary how accurate I was. Because I use these methods that you learn from the streets. from the streets of Chicago, seeing all these people and how they move, you learn. And you can take that into life. And it's the same thing in business world. It's the same thing in any job, in any profession. You don't want to be around the wrong people because they can end up ruining you. So you got to weed them out. You got to find out if they're the wrong people or not. So never give these people too much access to you, to where they're in a position to leave you powerless or weak or affected by their mistakes. I had to learn. I brought a friend to a Christmas party of our company. He got really drunk, did some dumb things, and it almost ruined me. It could have ruined me if I didn't see it and capitalize and save the day. But myself, I should have known better than to bring that person in. That person was selfish, only thought about himself. And once he got a couple of drinks in him, he got really different. Now that person is a pastor or an assistant pastor at a church. So, yeah, they don't drink anymore. So that tells you how bad they are. When they go to being a pastor, you know how bad they used to be. I was like, man, you must have really done some damage. I'm an excellent judge of character. Because now I don't have those type of people around me at all. And the whole world can see it. We're good. We don't have those type of problems. Now, I can't speak for others. Some is hard. It don't even have to be business. The wrong people can have you jammed up. John, what's his name? Joe Kittner? Damn, I shouldn't have said his name. But what the hell? Joe Kittner. Kittner had trips he would take out of the country and be gone for like months because of business. And Kittner is a lawyer. Like, he goes to Iran, Iraq. He deals with law firm, like major multi-million dollars. So he's a super rich individual. Joe Kittner is so rich, it is ridiculous. His money got to be into the millions. So he didn't trust anybody in his home. He trusts people he knew. He didn't want to hire. He needed somebody to be home to water, feed his fish, water the flowers, because he might be gone for a month. So the person that he would trust in his home would be the neighbors. The neighbors in the neighborhood who knew him, their kids would normally watch the home. So imagine having a million-dollar crib, multi-million-dollar crib, and you're basically in college to your exposure. All you got to do is watch the house, and he's gonna pay you like, here's 10 bands. I don't know what he paid him, but 10 bands at least. I know he's making some good money. But to live where they live, not like the kid was gonna miss out on money anyway. But still, tons of money. All you gotta do is watch the rich man's house while he's gone on one of his trips to take care of business. Joe Kidner had these guys in his house. Sorry, I don't know what that is. But anyway, Joe Kidner got these people in his house. They asked him like 17 times, Joe, are you sure this is what you want? Joe, dear Joe, is this what you want, Joe? Joe Kidner couldn't make up his mind on what he wanted. Letting these kids stay in his home. But he was like, no, let it go. So Joe Kidner comes back. He finds a college kid. Nobody's supposed to be in the house, no rules and all this. Just come over, make sure everything's watered, and then lock everything back up. Joe comes home, find one of the kids in there in the crib. He's got one chick. She's damn near butt naked. But they're all hanging out in the jacuzzi, like the whirlpool. And they had gotten into his liquor stash. So naturally, he let them go and sent them home, told their parents what they did. They're cut off. But he still needs someone to watch his home. He don't trust hiring anybody outside. So what he did was hire my boy's brother. Now this guy is a freshman in college. He's home for the summer. His parents told him to get a job, and then he heard that what's-his-name got fired, and he went over there and got hired. As soon as the plane took off, on his first night, he throws a party. My boy, this is his little brother. He comes over there, and I'm over there, and we're like, okay, what's this? So we're over there. And then next thing you know, I'm like, damn, this place is amazing, but I don't think you should be doing this. Oh, no, we good, man. No, dude got fired. I'm in charge, and this and that. So he's throwing the craziest party the world has probably ever seen. He's got everybody in there. He's finna pledge frat. He got them out there and showing them all the artwork, everything. Then they decide, let's take a picture. Pictures everywhere. They're gonna put it on Facebook. I said, man, this is bad. I don't even know what this Facebook thing is. I didn't. At that time, I didn't know what Facebook was. And he said, Facebook, man, you got to be in college. Yeah, if you're in college, then you can get you a Facebook. So we were like, oh, some Facebook thing. It's like MySpace, but for college kids. I was like, oh, okay. So as they're doing all this craziness, taking pictures and posting them up there, they didn't have camera phones then, so that was out. So everybody had to have real cameras. Yeah, weird, isn't it? Oh, the camera phones, they did have some of the little flip camera. Oh, it was terrible though. God awful. So as all this was transpiring and going on, people were running off at the mouth, calling their buddies, telling them to come on over. So the neighbors called the cops, because it's like 15 to 25 cars outside, all in a line, going down the street. So somebody called Mr. Kidner and left him a voicemail, and he can check his voicemail saying there's a wild party at your house. So Mr. Kidner, wherever he was at, flew back in the next day. And he has access security cameras in his house. So he just accessed all the security cameras. And anything that was stolen went back on my boy and his brother. Both of them. And people had stolen things out of the house. Like he had memorabilia, like jerseys of people, autographed jersey of Gordie Howe, the hockey player from the Blackhawks. And it's ruined my boy, because you know Mr. Kidner decided that the parents is going to have to pay for this, or the kids was going to have to. They was like, can they work it off? No, their parents had money, but they were embarrassed in the town. And it basically ruined my boy, who had nothing to do with it, but he went along with it. So it ruined him. His little brother, they took a blunt. They're trying to say they're young, they're kids. He shouldn't have hired children to do this. Should have went to a professional service. But it's like you let them work there. But the parents end up paying or whatever, but they were shamed. It was like scarlet letter. Look at them. Look how they did to the Mr. Kidner. So this is why you have to be a little careful hanging with the wrong people. They can ruin you. Here, the little brother, basically the big brother, did not give the little brother any advice when I tried to tell him this was not a good idea. I wouldn't call this a hood story. This was not the hood, buddy. I'd love to live in that hood. No, that's Millionaire Lane there, buddy. Them houses. Think I got a nice house. Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, man, so that's the way I always tell people. Other people will ruin you and bring you down, and sometimes people vouch for them. My cousin, her friend. Oh, couldn't tell her nothing about her friend. Not my friend. That's my girl. That's my besties. We share clothes. They shared everything. And sure enough, her friend's the one to bring her down. And I'm like, this the same friend that was called up, and I go to work every day. So I used to see them in the house in passing. Like I'm go by. So I see her friend maybe 10 minutes out of the day. And I picked up on everything. When they was like, I'm like, where your friend at? Oh, she tripping. They had a little spat. Her friend always seemed to have a problem with being in the middle of her and her boyfriend having an argument. The friend was in the middle. They had another argument. The friend was in the middle. So I said, okay, you don't see what the problem is. No, it ain't her. See, you like him. You see, y'all trying to put it on her. She shouldn't even be in it. Why would she be in it? But you're right. I don't know nothing. You'll have to wait and see. And sure enough, She called her friend over when she gets something. Like, girl, I got something new. You got to see it. Oh, look what I got. And her friend be, oh, that look, girl, that look good on you. Meanwhile, I'm like, your friend's jealous and you really shouldn't be doing that. She's opening gifts in front of her friend. Like, look at me open my gifts. While you got nothing, look at me open up my gifts. She ain't got no man. You opening up in gifts in front of this woman. How you think she feel about herself? You want her to cheer for you as you open your stuff. She ain't got nothing. I'm like, you don't see it, but she really don't like you. But you got stuff that she could borrow. So she gonna be your friend for a while. Because she don't really have nothing going for herself. But she's not your friend. I can see that right away. But my cousin's so blind, she couldn't see it. And I barely see it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can see all of it. Knew it. Next thing you know, it's a call. I'm like, what's going on? They're at a mall. Security grabbed them. And now they talking about sending, this security guard. We're going to send you to jail. You're going to go to a women's prison. They're going to cut your hair bald. They scaring the hell out of my girl. She about to die. I didn't do anything. She didn't. It was her friend. Her friend was stealing. And was planning, she had the stuff in the car, which is my cousin's car. Stuffed it in the bag, had it in the car. So naturally, they got the car. So long as they got all the stuff back, the mall really didn't care. All they did was put a ban on the chicks. My cousin got a ban and them got a ban. And all that stuff was like, we're going to bring these charges up. If you ever step foot in this place again, you are barred. Don't come back. That's nothing they could have done anyway. Yeah, but hanging with the wrong people will ruin you. Even after this, when you know that my beloved cousin actually was still friends with this woman, after all that's happened, all that has transpired, still friends, refuse to break the bond. Oh, you know what it took? You know what it took to break her down? After she's borrowed your clothes, lost some of it, said she lost some of it, or she gave that back and she didn't. You done lost clothes. You done damn near got your car impounded for life. And you still sticking with this friend. The wrong person. What ended up happening? What ended up happening in the end? She finds out this friend was on the phone. They called on three-way. She got on the phone. She could hear her friend talking to their other friend. And she's just talking about my cousin like a dog. And she's on the other end, shocked. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. My cousin was broken. And I was like, where's your friend? He's like, oh, we ain't friends no more. Yeah, she's a hater. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was mad and she was serious. So I knew whatever was said on that phone must have been brutal. But she was never over again. She was never over to the house again. Well, yeah, it's a life lesson. You learn from it. But hanging with the wrong people can end up ruining you. So you break that cycle early. So you learn from that and you go, okay, now I got to keep my circle the way it is. And I got to break off from certain people at certain times because of stuff like this. I can't let stuff like this follow me around for 15, 20 years. Stop. Here come the ambulance. All right, let's go. That means you drive. I don't even know why I came out of here. I should have just stayed by the crib. I always pick rush hour too. I'll be forgetting that other people go to work. It's Friday too. You lose track of days, everything. Oh yeah, before I get out of here, I can tell you guys some bets. Tell you where to put your money. You want to parlay? Pick the Pittsburgh Penguins on the money line. Take the Milwaukee Bucks on the money line. Trying to think. Take the Lakers plus the 5. The Lakers giving up 5. Take that against Orlando. What else is a winner? That's guaranteed. Now, I don't do halves. I bet the whole game. It gets crazy at them halves. Yeah, you run by and give me the games, and I can tell you who I think is going to win them. Wisconsin tonight. Take the Badgers in the 3. It should be 3 or 3.5. Take Wisconsin in the 3. It should be okay. Ooh, a 3-car pileup. Oh my God. That's bad. Somebody was texting and driving and did something stupid. Don't do it, homeboy. Damn, homeboy. You that desperate to get nowhere? NHL on the weekend? No, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. But definitely take the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight on the money line. That's a guaranteed win. I would take the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line. I would take the Rangers plus 1.5. They're giving 1.5 to the Rangers. I would take the Rangers tonight. Plus they're giving up 1.5. Take that 1.5 and take the New York Rangers. All that's tonight. Take Wisconsin Badgers tonight in the 3.5. Oh yeah, I did bet soccer. I bet Leeds. So I'm betting on Leeds tomorrow. Yeah, I put some heavy coin down. Some heavy coin. Let's see what rings up. I had no idea what was going on during those times. Yeah, but see, that's what my pride is. My pride say that. But not the way I move. Oh man, I'm back where I used to stay. The old crib. Man, that's crazy. Start seeing the old neighborhood, old friends. But anyway, thank y'all for chilling out. Hopefully you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the page, One Crack News. My Cash App is Carceno, K-A-R-C-E-N-O. Letting you know. I'm out.